Hey there, fellow creations. It's Elijah here with Holly Hill. Who is Jesus to you? It's time for your weekly sermon preview. So in Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through 20, we see Jesus asking his disciples, who do people say that I am? And they give all kinds of answers, Jeremiah or Elijah or Moses or one of the prophets, all these different things. And the point is that people have a lot of different ideas about who Jesus is. Even today, people say, well, he was a charlatan, he was a fake. Some people say, well, he was a real historical figure, but he didn't do the things that people attribute to him. Also, they might say something like, well, he was a good person. He was a teacher. He was a rabbi. He was a good person, but he wasn't the Son of God. He wasn't God in the flesh. He was just a normal man, just like anybody else. So there's a lot of different things that people say about Jesus. But what we're going to see in a minute is that all of those things come from a very fleshly, worldly perspective. Because then Jesus turns it around on Peter and he says, but who do you say that I am? And of course, Peter says, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus says, yes, you're very good. Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah. He says, because flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven has revealed this to you. So there we have a principle here that when we are governed by the flesh and when we're looking at things through a fleshly perspective, we're never going to be able to come to the true conclusion about who Jesus is. We're never going to be able to see him for who he truly is, because the true revelation about who Jesus Christ is, Jesus the Christ, that is the anointed one, that true revelation has to come from above. It has to come from God. But there's something really amazing here that happens when we have that revelation from above, when we believe what God has told us and what God has sent. Something very amazing happens. So there's really one of two things that happens. Either there's the fleshly perspective, which sort of discounts Jesus' divinity and discounts his kingship, discounts the fact that he is the Christ, right? The anointed one, where Jesus really is stripped of his power in our lives because we reject who he truly is. But then on the other hand, we have the revelation from God that Jesus is the Christ. And that's when Jesus goes in to say, upon this rock, upon this solid foundation of your acknowledgement of me being the Christ, upon this rock I will build my church. So there's an amazing thing that happens when we acknowledge God, when we allow him to reveal who he truly is to us, that then Jesus can begin to get to work and build up his church. It's this really beautiful thing, and we're going to look at that this upcoming Sunday. Who is Jesus to us, to you, and to me? And how does our response to that question either allow Jesus to build up his kingdom in our lives and in our communities and in the congregation, etc., or how does our rejection of who Jesus truly is hinder his work in our lives? That's what we're looking at this upcoming Sunday. So be thinking about that, be reading Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through 20, and let's come to worship service this upcoming Sunday to worship God and to learn more about who Jesus is. We love you all. We look forward to seeing you this upcoming Sunday. Bye-bye.